the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
Brasil! Brasil! A seleção chegou!
E é o Brasil!
Vini Júnior! Vini Júnior! Rapinha! Rapinha! Alisson! Alisson! Casemiro! Casemiro! Militão! Militão! Marquinhos! Marquinhos! Fabinho! Alexandro! Paquetá! Wesley Cabeção! Matheus Cunha! Martinelli! Henrique! Estevão! Respeita o manto, o rei voltou! Neymar! Neymar!
The United States, Mexico, and Canada. These are the three nations hosting the 2026 World Cup, and I'm excited. I'm measured in my excitement because of the scandals that have been leveled against FIFA with regards to ticket pricing, and rightfully so. I think that regular people are just getting priced out of this edition of the World Cup, and it's a concern. It's a concern worldwide for all fans, all football fans, and something has to be done. I think that FIFA needs to take a closer look at what's happening in football. I think football is pricing out regular fans, and I'm pretty sure if that trend continues, it's going to be problematic for FIFA and for the sport of football. So there's a cloud. There's a cloud around this edition of the World Cup because of those things that I just cited earlier. But I'm going to remain optimistic that the chaos may be subsided after the first whistle blows in Mexico. Mexico versus South Africa. I think fans will settle down and get into the spirit of the World Cup. At least I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But I must say, if that is indeed the case, I think FIFA, after it is all said and done, FIFA needs to take a serious look moving forward to future World Cups in getting back to giving back the sport to the fans. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm still hopeful that it will correct itself and just, the fans, so that fans can enjoy the sport they love so much. So on that note, I've been doing a lot of scouting on YouTube, just kind of taking a look at, just sampling the temperature to see what YouTubers are picking, who they're picking to win this whole thing, the 2026 World Cup. And it's been quite interesting. Most of what I've been seeing on YouTube, most of you guys are picking Spain to win, and I think that's a good choice. I personally, I see it differently, but I think it is a reasonable choice to make. I'm going to show you what my selections are, and without further delay, let's get right into it. All right. Okay. So I'm starting out at the knockout stage. I'm not so concerned with the group stage. All right, so we have Germany, Scotland, France, Sweden, South Korea, Bosnia, Netherlands, Brazil, And on the other side, we have Colombia, Croatia, Spain, Austria, Turkey, Algeria, and Belgium, Senegal. Germany will defeat Scotland. Scotland has always been a formidable opponent. They're tough, very physical, and normally when you play against a side like Scotland, you know it, you feel it. You feel sore at the end of the game. But I think that Germany will prevail and move forward. France, Sweden. I think France will take this game. Nothing more needs to be said about that. South Korea, Bosnia. I think Bosnia will go through. South Korea did not impress me in their friendly against Brazil. I know it's just a friendly, but I didn't see anything substantive there. So Bosnia will take it. Brazil, Netherlands. Now, these two sides, as you very well know, have always been these two countries have always brought the best out in each other. And I think this will continue. I don't think there's going to be a difference here. I think this trend will continue. But I think the firepower for Brazil is just maybe a little bit too much, and it's going to overwhelm the defense of the Netherlands, and I think Brazil will advance. Colombia, Croatia. Now, I saw the highlights between Croatia and Colombia in the friendly that was played in Florida. It was a good matchup, but I think Croatia showed their class in that game, and I believe they were victorious. I think the score was 3-1, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But I think I'm going to give Croatia the edge on this one, and Croatia will advance. Spain, Austria, Spain advancing. No need to say more. Turkey, Algeria. I don't know a whole lot about these two sides other than Arda Güler, who plays for Real Madrid, is their wonder boy for Turkey. So I'm giving Turkey the edge on this one. They will advance. Belgium, Senegal. I believe this is an even tie. They're evenly matched. Belgium does have a good mixture of experience and youth. Lukaku, De Bruyne, Doku for Manchester City, Senegal, Koulibaly, Sadio Mane. But I think Belgium may just sneak out a win in this one, and I think Belgium will advance. Argentina, Uruguay. Now, Argentina always seems to intimidate Uruguay quite a bit. And I think this trend will continue. I think they will. Don't forget, Argentina is the current world champions. So I think that's also a factor. And I think they will advance. USA, Egypt. Now, this is going to be a controversial pick for me and I know I'm going to upset the American fans, and I'm going to apologize in advance, but I'm just trying to call it as I see it. No malicious intent here. Perhaps I don't know enough, but I'm just going to call it as I see it. Now, Pochettino, they do have the United States. They do have a very good coach. Pochettino. The problem here is, in my view, Pochettino is accustomed to coaching a very high level of players, particularly European players and South American players. Now, if I may just point out the distinction of what I'm saying, I'm not saying that the Americans do not have good players. They do. I just don't think they are at the level that Pochettino is accustomed to coaching. And I think this will present a problem for the Americans. And you've seen it in friendly games. Now, should Pochettino, I don't know how Pochettino adjust, if he needs to adjust, I don't know. I mean, but I think that's the dynamic that may be proven detrimental for the U.S. And I think that Egypt will pull off the upset. Sorry, guys. I know the American fans are not going to be too happy with that selection. Switzerland, Ivory Coast. I don't know a whole lot about these two sides. So this is just a gut pick. And I'm going to give Ivory Coast the edge, and they will advance. Portugal, Ghana. I think Portugal will easily win this game, only because Ghana is rebuilding, and they do have some outstanding players like Semenyo from Manchester City. But I don't think it's enough to hold off Portugal, and I think this will be an easy win for Portugal, and they will advance to the next stage. Morocco, Japan, Ecuador, Norway, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, England, and Dr. Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo. All right, Morocco and Japan. I think these two sides are evenly matched in terms of the tempo at which they play and the style. Although I think Japan may have the edge in terms of versatility, ball possession, and I think on that basis I will give Japan the edge, and I think they will advance. Ecuador, Norway. Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup because I think that Norway, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Holland plays, and the midfield maestro from Arsenal. I'm pulling a blank right now. What's his name again? Odegaard, Martin Odegaard. But I don't think those two guys are going to be enough to hold off Ecuador. The defensive discipline that these guys have, it's outstanding. They're well coached, and they will counterattack. I think they will counterattack, and I think they will pull off. They will pull off the win. I think they will. You're looking at a 1-0 game, but I think they will edge it out. So I'm giving Ecuador the edge, and they will advance. Mexico, Saudi Arabia. Mexico, Saudi Arabia is going to be, for me, it was a tricky selection. And I know the Mexican fans, I am Vicente, I apologize. But I think that Saudi Arabia, I think they're motivated to make a dent in make a splash in this World Cup. And I think they want to make a dent in world football. If you look at their league and the fact that their league is improving, and you have a lot of international players, good international players, and I think that exposure to this high level talent will trickle down to the local players, and it will manifest itself on the local side. So I think that Saudi Arabia, the national team, I should say, and I think they will pull off the upset. I think they will upset Mexico. I'm going out on a limb here, so I apologize to the Mexicans, but I think Saudi Arabia will pull off the upset, and they will advance. England versus Dr. Congo. I think this is going to be an easy win for England. I think you're looking at perhaps, I'm going to say 4-0, and they will advance. Moving on to the next stage, Germany, France, Bosnia, Brazil. Now, Germany versus France, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Now, let me just say personally that I have a stake in this tie. I have personal connections to Germany, so my loyalties lie with Germany. But I think that France is going to be too much of a powerhouse for Germany to overcome. So I think France will advance to the next stage. Bosnia, Brazil. I think Brazil will. This is going to be a 2-0 win for Brazil. I know that Bosnia these guys are ballers, but I think Brazil will advance in this tie. Croatia, Spain, Turkey, Belgium. Now this is going to be the matchup between Croatia and Spain. I think it's going to be an outstanding tie. It's going to be an outstanding matchup. And I think Croatia is going to upset Spain. And I'll tell you why. I don't think Spain is all that good defensively. I really don't. I think that Spain's tactic is such that they're not 100% tiki-taka side anymore. They do have they do mix it up a bit. They know how to change up their tactical schemes, but they do retreat to ball possession. And I think that Croatia is going to expose that. I think Croatia is going to sit back and counterattack. So they're not interested in possession in this game. I think they're just going to sit back and wait for the counterattack. And I think this is where the Spanish defense is going to be exposed. I don't think that Spain is that good. They're not bad, but at this level, I don't think they're that good as I don't think people realize, because of how they play. The way they play sort of obscure that defensive scheme, that defensive line that they do have. And I think Belgium will. I mean, they do have some good players in that defensive line, people like Dean Huijsen, but I think it's just the experience factor. For me, that's going to make the difference for Croatia. And I know this is a controversial pick, and I know a lot of people will push back on this selection, but I think Croatia will pull off the upset and advance. Turkey, Belgium. I think that Belgium will. I think Belgium will build into this game, and at the end, pull out an easy win against Turkey. So I think Belgium will advance. Argentina, Egypt, Ivory Coast, Portugal. I think Argentina will win this game easily and advance. Portugal, same. I think it's going to be an easy win for Portugal and advance to the next stage. Japan, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, England. This is going to be the matchup between Japan and Ecuador. I think this is an evenly matched. These two teams are evenly matched. But I think the edge that Ecuador, that defensive discipline and that South American flair, I think that will get them over the top and move them on to the next round. Saudi Arabia, England. This is going to be a rout for me. For England, I think you're looking at a 4-0 win for England, and they will advance to the next round. Okay, now we are at the round of 8, the quarterfinals. Now, Brazil, France. Do you see this as mouth-watering as I do? I mean, come on. This is a final that we're looking at right here. And I think in terms of motivation, I think that Brazil has the edge, without a doubt. 1998, Brazil has not forgotten that loss in France. 3-0 to France. 2006, that painful defeat, 1-0 defeat to France again. And I think this is going to be, I think Brazil is still carrying that torch, and I think it's going to be that motivating factor that just pushes Brazil over the edge, and I think they will. I think they will defeat France 1-0. Now, I'm pretty sure that you're going to say, well, what about that friendly game that they played in Boston, Massachusetts at the Foxborough Stadium? Now, in that game, I will admit France was indeed impressive. I mean, they were toying with Brazil. I mean, they outclassed Brazil.
De frente pro gol, Olise faz o toque. Gol! É da França, Ekitike. A França marca o segundo num contra-ataque mortal. Ekitike também na cavadinha, tirando de Ederson quando o Brasil era melhor em campo. A França chega ao segundo gol. Ekitike, condição legal. Ederson saiu, foi encoberto. Finalização precisa, com grande categoria. Olise, Ekitike e o segundo gol francês. Com vários ângulos para você, a França.
But I think Ancelotti was just looking at this as a test to see where he was, where this team was. And a lot of experimentation, testing players and so on, testing tactical schemes. I think that was the aim for Ancelotti. Now, that is not to say that France is not a good side. France is a really good side. But when you look at the defensive line of both sides, I do have a concern with the flanks, the fullbacks for Brazil. I believe Ibanez is going to be a starter on the right side and Douglas Santos on the left. I think they're solid defensively, but if there is a weakness on that Brazil defensive line, I think that might be it on the flanks. But I think they're still, when you're looking at Gabriel Magalhães and Marquinhos, I think they're strong enough and good enough to hold off the French attack, which is absolutely devastating. I mean, you're talking about Dembele, Mbappe, Barcola, Desiree Doué. These guys are top shelf. So it's going to be a challenge. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a challenge for Brazil, but I think they have enough to hold off France. In the middle of the park, I think the workman-like players that Brazil have in the middle of the park, I think they will be enough to neutralize the French midfield. I know you're looking at Tchouaméni and others, and of course Tchouaméni's had a great season for Real Madrid. But I think the workman-like midfield that Brazil will put out, I think they will neutralize. They will neutralize the French midfield, and I think that will give Brazil the edge and win this game 1-0 and move on to the semifinals. Argentina, Portugal. I'm picking Portugal to advance in this tie because I think Messi will be a problem for Argentina. I know that the Argentinian fans are not going to like to hear this, but Messi is and has been for quite some time now a passenger on teams in Miami, and of course with the national team, and at PSG when he was at PSG. I think Messi has always been, in my view, a pedestrian.
You won't believe the reason why Lionel Messi spends 90% of the match walking.
But since PSG and Miami, I think he's been a passenger on these teams, on these two teams. In Miami, he relies on free kicks and penalties quite a bit. So if Argentina has that wherewithal, if Argentina can show some fortitude and bench Messi and bring in a younger player against Portugal, they may have a chance. They may have a chance. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Argentina would be too happy if Scaloni did that. So I think that Portugal will be too much for Argentina and Messi, and I think Portugal will advance to the semifinals. All right. Semifinals. Or I should say, wait, I just did the no, sorry. I'm getting mixed up here. I'm doing the other side now. Croatia, Belgium, Ecuador, England. All right. Croatia, Belgium. I think Belgium, that rich experience and that pedigree, that footballing pedigree. I mean, these guys are ballers, Croatia. As much as I'm still pissed off for when they eliminated Brazil in 2022, it's all right. I mean, that's football. But these guys they have footballing pedigree. I mean, they are ballers. And I think it will be just too much for Belgium. I really do. And I think they will advance to the semifinals. Ecuador, England, I think this is going to be an out-and-out dogfight. I think that England has called up some great players. And I think Thomas Tuchel's focus, and he's been saying that repeatedly since he's been the coach for England. He's been saying it, that he's interested in building a team. And of course, you know, the English fans, they are always talking about their, quote, superstars, you know, world-class players. And this is where I draw the line with the English fans and the English sports media. They tend to hype up their players, and I get it. I mean, pretty much all nations hype their players, but I think they go overboard. I think England has two world-class players, and I think that's where it ends. I think they have, don't get me wrong, England has some really, really, really good players. I'm not taking that away from them. And I'm actually rooting for England, actually. But they do have some good players. But I think insofar as world-class talent, I think you're looking at Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. That's it. Phil Foden, no. I'm sorry, he's not a world-class player. Harry Maguire, I think he's just one of those entitled English players. And I think it was a good job when Thomas Tuchel decided to leave him out. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think that he can be a disruptive. He can be disruptive in the dressing room, especially if he's called and he's not played. So I think it was a good choice, leaving this guy out. So on that note, I think you have two well-coached teams, Ecuador and England. I think that they're evenly matched. I really do. I think that they're evenly. I think England may have the edge in the middle of the park. I think that's where England will pull it off, will pull out the win, and it's going to be from the middle of the park. And I think they will advance to the semifinals. All right. Winding down, guys, winding down. Brazil, Portugal. Now, these two teams, in terms of culture and language, I think they're very much familiar with each other. In terms of, like I said, in terms of culture and language spoken. But I have to give. I think that the offensive power that Brazil has will be too much. I think in the middle of the park, I think they will outclass Brazil. I mean, you're looking at Vitinha and I cannot remember, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that young midfielder at PSG, Joao. I cannot remember, but anyway, with those two guys, and I know they have another midfielder, I think they will, in terms of creativity, I think they'll probably outshine Brazil a bit, but I think Brazil has enough in the middle of the park to neutralize these guys. And defensively, I think Brazil has a better defensive line than Portugal. And I think overall, when you look at the overall picture of these two sides, I think Brazil does have the edge. And I think that with that, I think Brazil will advance to the World Cup final.
Brazil. Cold nights, broken dreams, rain on the window. Boy from the streets with the world on his shoulders. Everybody talked, everybody doubted, but the kid kept dancing through the pain and the thunder. Scar on his soul, but the smile never faded. Every fake love made the fire go crazy. Stadium lights when the whole crowd screamed. Number 10 bag, now the whole world feel it. From sandals waves to the Americana sky. Tears in his mother's eyes when he learned to fly. Yeah, he said finished, but legends don't die. Now he walks in gold for the very last ride. Heartbeat, can you hear the drums now? One more chance, one more crown. All the pain turn into glory, all the scars become the story. Neymar, hands up to the sky now. Brazil never dies now. Gold in his veins, fire in his eyes now. Neymar, dancing through the dark now. Whole world singing loud now. One last song before the lights out. Oh, Brazil calling. Oh, hear them roaring. Neymar. Dust on the boots, but the magic still breathing. Crowd going silent every time he's weaving. Goes to the past, still live in the replay. But kings come back when the world says too late. Every ankle scar got a story behind it. Every broken arm made the monster awaken. Not a nation standing and still in the silence, waiting for the prince to become immortal. Ooh. Green smoke rising all over the city. Kids wearing tins saying someday that's me. He gave them hope when the nights got empty. Now he returns for eternity, yeah. Lights flash, hear the anthem calling. Mama run, no more falling. Every prayer inside the stadium turns his name into a legend. Neymar, hands up to the sky now. Brazil never dies now. Tears and gold falling from the heavens right now. Neymar, this is not goodbye now. Hear the whole world cry out. One last dance before the sun goes down. Crowd still roaring. Neymar. Neymar. Number 10 forever. From the streets to eternity. Name me. Brazil 2026.
On the other side, you have Croatia, England. Now, this is where I think that at this stage of the tournament, it's always going to be tough to beat England at this stage. And with a coach like Thomas Tuchel, tactical masterclass. I know that Croatia has a really good coach as well. Well coached, well disciplined guys, plenty of experience. But I think that Harry Kane will make a difference. Bukayo Saka. I think these guys will make a difference up top. I think they're going to be too much speed, aside from Harry Kane, of course. I think on the flanks, I think it's going to present a problem for Croatia, and I think for Croatia. And I think with that, I think England will advance to the World Cup final. And wrapping it up, now we are at the final game, Brazil, England. This is where I think England just, again, just runs out of luck. I think it's just going to be too much for the back line of England to stop the likes of Vinny Jr., Neymar, Rafinha, Endrick, Igor Thiago, I think his name is, and Cunha. That's a powerhouse attack. I think in the middle of the park, I think the experience of Casemiro and Guimaraes, and I think they're going to mix it up with Danilo, that young prodigy from Vasco da Gama, I think. And you may see Neymar in this game depending on his health. But I think it's just going to be a bit too much for England, and I think Brazil will win this game 2-0. World Cup champions 2026, Brazil. What do you think, guys? What do you think of my picks? Let me know in the comment section. I enjoy doing that. So on that note, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace. Take care, guys.
They said he was finished. Too many injuries, too many scars. But legends don't disappear that easily. The prince has returned. Neymar carried dreams since he was young. Golden boy with magic in his lungs. From Santos nights to the world's bright stage, he played football like an artist on a page. But pain kept coming, season after season. People stopped believing, searching for a reason. They said the fire inside him was gone, that the King's road had moved on. But scars create warriors, and warriors never hide. Let's dance, hear Brazil sing loud, the whole world rising from the crowd. One final chance to rewrite history, one final shot at immortality. Neymar Jr., the prince returns again through every injury, through every pain. The crown still calling his destiny. Now it's time to bring it home for Brazil. Now the call up finally arrives, and suddenly the hope survives. World Cup 2026 in sight. One last war, one final fight. When Neymar touches the ball, the whole world stops. Every dribble legendary, every movement on top. Defenders frozen when he starts to glide. Football turns beautiful whenever he arrives. Elastic goes, rainbow flicks, dancing through the rain, making impossible moments look easy again. A smile on his face while he breaks every line, playing the game like an art form divine. The prince who never became king now stands before destiny. No fear, no doubts, just one final story left to write. Let's dance, hear Brazil sing loud, the whole world rising from the crowd. One final chance to rewrite history, one final shot at immortality. Neymar Jr., the prince returns again through every injury, through every pain. The crown still calling his destiny. Now
to bring it